Hi everyone, welcome back to a HRCYED installment. And today we are going to go through the 5 books I read in November, which I was hoping to read more, but alas, I did not. So, we're just gonna see. But yeah. But at least I finished this. I finished The Mountain and the Sea, which was taking me forever because I could just not get into it. It took me 2 months to finish it. So, yeah. So what we're gonna do, as always, is go through the 5 books, the books I read this month, and see where we can add them in the HRCYED challenges, and see what we can do. So, if you do not know, but I assume you do know what HRCYED is if you are watching this, so it's a year-long reading challenge that is composed of a bingo board, which you can see here. But the uniqueness of this challenge is that each bingo board, it's essentially a bingo board of challenges. So for each to complete a box, you have to read multiple books. So that's pretty much it. So then this handy dandy Excel sheet was created by the creator of the challenge, and it is extremely convenient. So we're just gonna go right into it because usually these take me a while. I don't know if it'll be faster or slower today. But first book was The Bear and the Nightingale, which was by Catherine Arden, which was 410 pages. I classified it as a historical fantasy. And in case you're interested, this is a book I bought this year, but it was before my move. Before I moved, and I'm counting all the books I owned before I moved as part of my physical TBR. It was published 2017. So I need to refamiliarize myself with the challenges a bit because I haven't looked at this since the last time I filmed something. So we're just going to go challenge by challenge, probably how I usually do it. So, by the hundreds, the page was 400 books, and we already have a prompt there, so I think do that. I didn't do a readathon. Subgenre of choice. So I did classify it as a historical fantasy, but I would also argue that it is a fairy tale fantasy because it's very folklore-esque. Like, the whole point of the book is that you're following this figure that apparently at some point was a deity, but now deity, is that how you pronounce that? But now that Christianity has taken over, no one believes in that figure anymore. But the main character is one of a few people who can actually see these let's say, I guess, folklore related mythical, I wouldn't say mythical, but these creatures, and then she encounters one of these deities, and that's the whole of the story. So I would argue that it could go here, at least for now. So I'm just gonna type it in. I'm just gonna type in bear so I can find it easily. So that's one option. Then it is part of a trilogy, so I already have one there, so I can't use that. Award season, did it win anything? Apparently, it was a nominee for the Goodreads Choice Awards in 2017. Does a nominee mean it's an entrant or what? Let's see. So you have winners. I'm not really familiar with how these Goodreads Choice Awards work. So you have winners, and then you have all nominees. But I'm pretty sure I just saw people people saying that we should go vote for the semifinals. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it counts as an entrant. It's actually very useful. Okay. So we'll put this here in the entrant section. Ooh, why isn't it typing? Come on. There. That is good to know. Okay. Then TBR, no, because I haven't done that yet. The last 10 years. We could also do that for here because I don't have one for 2017 yet. Okay, adaptations, no. Disability challenge, no. Heritage Month, no, I wouldn't do that. It's not translated around the world. It is set in Russia, but then I don't know if Russia is considered I mean, it's both in Europe and Asia, I think. Okay, I think we can skip that for now. The cover is black, I think, so we're gonna not use that here. Make a quote. Oh, I forgot I did this. Not all those who wander are lost. No. Who would have thought it'd be so hard to find words? Anyway, spooky creatures. Not really. Okay, become the avatar. Let me look at the cover. I don't think it works for that. There is snow on here, but I think that's a stretch to call water, so no. Then we have the readathon, which I also didn't do. Animals. Oh, animals. Were there animals? Why do I think there were animals? There were horses. And they kind of spoke, so I think we could count it as a farm animal. It wasn't really a farm. Did they have a pet? I feel like maybe they had a pet. Am I imagining that? They had these horses, but they were using them as a mode of transportation because, you know, they this was set in like the 14th century, I think. I would put them in farm animals, but I probably won't end up using the book here because I think the other options might be better suited for this book. The queer alphabet, no. This one, what was I? Oh, yeah, no. No, I don't think so. New releases, no. Challenge yourself. It was on my physical TBR. But given that I can use this in multiple other prompts, I'm probably not going to use it for this challenge, so I'll just write it there in case I want to do a switcheroo in the future. Nonfiction, no, and this I have no idea. So, okay. So then our options were, let me remember, subgenres of choice and award season, and then the last 10 years. An animal. I think I'm gonna put the bear and the nightingale here because I'm gonna forget about the horses. As a contender, but we're going to use it, I think, for the awards, so we can then remove it from I don't know, Because I think the Encyclopedia of Fairies could be switched to the fairy tale genre, and I can find something else for the historical. And I'm also not set on using fairy tale. I could still change this. So, I think I'm gonna leave it out from here for now and use it for the award season and the last 10 years. Okay, so we can go back to the tracker and update it. So we did a award season, and it's the first book in for that challenge. Oh, it's orange. Okay, I always like to know what. I'm always excited to see what the color is of a new challenge. And then what did I just say I did? I did last 10 years, which is really 12 years, I think. But anyway. Okay, so I'm glad that we found 2 options for that. And then the next book I read was The Warlow Experiment by Alex Nathan, and this was 276 pages, historical, and was published in 2019 and set in Wales. Okay, so by the hundreds is not going to work because we have the 200 covered there. Then we have, why is this? Okay. Subgenres of choice, it's not a fantasy, it's not a series. I don't think, was it? Well, at this point, I guess I'll Google it. So it was indeed awarded. Wow. Oh, this person even predicted it for the Booker Prize. No wonder I thought it was good. Okay. Let's see what this Walter Scott Prize for Historical Fiction is. 2020. Well, let's see past prizes. I guess they don't have it, but there seems to be a long list and a short list. Okay, so what did we say? Was it shortlisted or longlisted? I forget. It was longlisted for the Walter Scott Prize for Fiction. Okay, let's just check Goodreads for. See, I have 3.29 ratings, and when I saw that after I read it, I was like, "Are you people insane? That book was great." Oh, this was a book that I went down down the rabbit hole by reading reviews and judging them because some of them were just so irritating to me. But anyway, it doesn't say here if it was awarded anything. Okay, so the author's website says it was longlisted for the Walter Scott Prize for Historical Fiction. Okay, I need to read more by this author, by the way, but I did not know this was. I just found it randomly at the library, but guess my library knows what it's doing. Okay, so then we said it's long listed. So if we go back here, I think long list we can call a semi-finalist. What was the award called? Walter Scott Prize for Historical Fiction. Where do I write what the award was? Because I made one cell. What happened here? Okay, I'm just gonna write Walter Scott Prize for Historical Fiction, and we'll do the 2020 long list, and we'll do the Warlow Experiment. Okay, I think that's gonna be there. Alright, then what else can we use this for? The last 10 years, I have something published in that year. Adaptations, no. Disability? I'm trying, I don't, no, I don't, what, no. Okay, heritage runs, no. Translation, no. Around the world, oh. Okay, around the world, We could do Europe. It was set in Wales. That would work. Okay. Rainbow. The cover is black again. I do think we could use it for 7 plus. Oh, Well, there's gold on the cover, but it's just the title, so I think at least the edition I have. So I think it's not gonna work there. Make a quote. Nope. Spooky creatures become the avatar. No. What is water, earth, fire? So this book has, like, the edition I have. I know you can't see it, but it's like a still life of flowers and insects, which could mean sort of earth, but I think that might be a bit of a push, so we're not gonna do that. I don't think we're there yet. Readathon, no. Animals. Why do I keep thinking there's animals in these books? I might, like, what the heck? Maybe it was other books I read. Anyway, okay. The queer alphabet. I don't think so. That's not gonna work. No. Nope. Nope. Nonfiction. Nope. Cues. Okay. But that's good. So I think we have two options, right? So the around the world and the award season, which works out great. Okay, so back to the tracker. I'm so happy that I can find two prompts for these books that I've just been reading. So basically, I'm not reading anything specifically for HRCYED yet. I'm just reading either whatever I want to read, or, well, mostly reading books for another challenge. And it's just, so far, I think we're at, well, I guess it's not that many books. Probably close to 30 now, and all of them have two challenges working out for them, so that's good. So we have award season, and then what did I say? Oh, I keep forgetting. It was around the world. Okay, cool. Great. Then third book is The Mountain in the Sea by Ray Naylor. It was 452 pages, very, very long pages. I don't know why. This book I couldn't get in. Like, I don't know. Well, you'll probably hear me rant about it in my monthly wrap up if you watch that, so I'll shut up about it now. So it is a sci-fi, which, well, I think it's a literary sci-fi, but I don't know because I don't read too much sci-fi. I bought it in 2025 before I moved, so it is in my physical TBR, and I got it. It was published in 2022, and it was set in 2 countries, so I made an extra row for it so it can be the stats can be properly updated. So that's why that's there like that. So I don't know where we could use this. Let's see. By the hundreds, no. Readathon, no. Subgenres of, I mean, technically I could change probably this to, I think there's what is biopunk? That might work. Multicultural. There's a sci-fi. But I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's a sci-fi. It's a fantasy sci-fi. Time travel, superheroes, western. No, I don't think any of these really work. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of dystopian, but not really. No, I think, yeah, let's let that be. Awards season. It was, see what's going on with awards this time. It was shortlisted for the Arthur C. Clarke Award, so I think that makes it a finalist. The Mountain in the Sea. shortlist Arthur C. Clarke. Okay, that's one option. Right. Okay, I'll fix this later and show you guys the final result. What else? TBR, no. Last 10 years, maybe? Ah, perfect, yes. Mountain in the sea. And, no, wait. No, sorry, got ahead of myself. Okay, disability no, heritage month. Well, I don't remember what the prompts for this were, but there are characters of multiple ethnicities. So, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable using this as a Heritage Month book. Okay, translation challenge. No, it wasn't translated around the world. It was set in Vietnam and Turkey, so that is Asia. So could work here. Let's just write it down here. I'm sure I'll read other books that were set in Asia though, so this one isn't a priority prompt. So this book is a very bright pink, but I am already using the pink, so we're good there. Make a quote. No, still. Okay, spooky creatures. Well, I would argue they're spooky creatures, but not really. Okay. Could we use it for Become the Avatar? Because of the word sea. Now, it's a stretch, because the prompt, I remember you can either use it in the sense that the element is represented on the cover, or the element is in the title, but I'm not sure if they want the exact word. So if the word water has to be in the title and not sea, which is, an approximation. So maybe that's cheating, because the cover there isn't really a sea, unless you argue that the pink background is some sort of because so the cover is a pink background and then it has octopus tentacles on it, but I think that's a stretch, and I think I'd rather use it for the 2022, and I'll write it down here, just maybe, or just so I have it. Mountain in the sea. For future reference, but I think we're not gonna use that. Readathon, no. Oh! Huh. It would work for wild animals. So now I'm conflicted. It would also work for zoo animals, technically. I've seen octopuses, I don't know, in zoos. Well, in the aquarium part of a zoo. Queer alphabet, I don't think so. This one, no. 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 It could go my TBR, but I think it could work for so many other places. I'm not gonna use that here yet. It's not nonfiction. Okay, so my options were award season, the last 10 years, and around the world, and what was the other one? The animals. I'm kind of thinking maybe I won't use it for award season. because I know I for sure own other books that were nominated for stuff. So I'm kind of leaning towards using it for 2022 and potentially the animals, at least for now. And if that doesn't work, I could always switch it back to the I could always do a switcheroo and use it for the awards. I'm not sure what to do here. I think that's a good plan. I think let's just do it like that, because I couldn't tell you off the top of my head if I'll read another book that was published in 2022, or at least if I own one. I'm gonna be reading a lot from the library and from other sources, but maybe let's just do that. So we'll do 2022. I'll put The Mountain in the Sea. Oh, why isn't there a just over to the side here? As the C. Clarke long list. Oh no, short list. Oh, it's shortlisted though. Okay, well, we can always change it. So I still think we'll do 2022. And then where else? Where else did I say I was gonna do it? There's also Asia. No, I have a lot of stuff that were set in Asia, I think, as well. Well, a lot. I can think of at least 5 books that I own that were set in Asia, so I think we'll leave that. So we'll use it for the last 10 years, and then around the world. I wrote it down there already. Okay, the last 10 years, and then animals. Now, do I use it for wild animals or zoo animals is the question here. I think I like when I think of an octopus, I'd go more towards wild animals, because I grew up with looking for octopuses in the sea. So it seems like a wild animal to me more than it is something I would specifically go to see in a zoo. So we're gonna leave that there, but in theory I could use it for zoo animals if nothing else works out. Okay, so that should be it. I am gonna write in the TBR challenge. My challenge yourself, which is a TBR challenge. I am gonna write it down here just so that I have it available to me. So yeah, okay, so back to the tracker. So we're going to do the last 10 years, and then we're going to do the animals. Okay. So we're already at 30 minutes, and I've only done 3 books, so much for this being a short video. I don't understand this takes so long. Anyway, then we have A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher, and I classified this as a cozy fantasy, and it was 306 pages. I got it from the library and was published in 2020, and it's set in a not out of our world situation. So where should I put? I don't know what to do with this. So okay, it's not gonna work for that. It is a fantasy, so we could switch out the Secret Society of Irregular Witches if I need to. We could put it in the solo. Maybe. I'm pretty sure it's a standalone. I'd be surprised if it's a series. let's see. Award season. Okay, no, I don't think so. No, last 10. It was published in 20. Oh, I love how this is just working out. Great. So, Wizard's Guide. Okay. Adaptations, no. Disability, no. Heritage Months, no. Well, I don't know actually. Well, no, not Heritage Months, no. Not translation. Around the World. Where was this set? It's not set in our world. What am I going on about? Okay. It has a purple cover. Have I used purple? Yes, I have. Okay. Make a quote. Nope. Okay. Spooky creature? No. Become the avatar? No. Readathon challenge. Animals? Why do I keep thinking there are animals in it? And I don't think so. Queer alphabet? No, I mean, the characters are kids, so. No. So no. New releases? No. 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 Okay. So then, but that's fine. So then I think I only had it in 2 places, right? So I had it in the series Staircase as the standalone, the solo, and then in the last 10 years in 2020. So that works out very well. Okay. Great, and I added 3 books to this challenge. Wow, so I have 1, 2, 3 left. And technically, if I only do the last 10 slots, I only have 1 left if it's sequential. So cool. All right, great. So back to the trackers. That was a fast one, I think. I hope. So no, I subgenre, no, series Stairway, and then the last 10 years. Okay, The Great When is next, and this is 307 pages. It's by Alan Moore. I'm classifying it here as a historical fantasy, can also count as an urban fantasy. It's the first book in a series, and it was published in 2024, and it's set in England. So, it's not going to work for By the Hundreds, not the readathon. We could use it for urban fantasy or historical, and I'm still maintaining that I can switch this to the fairy tale and put that there. We might have to do that. It's a 5-book series, so no. And also the only the first book is out anyway, so it's not gonna work. Award season? I don't think so. No. It was published last year, and I already have something for that. Although I could also do a switcheroo there, but I don't think. And move this to the fairy tale. No, it would be simpler to move the other one. Doesn't really matter. Heritage Months, no. Translation, no. Around the World, we could use it for Europe, but we're using the Warlow experiment, so that's fine. What color is, I don't know. I would say it's mostly black. So or even a gray. I don't think I can use this one here. Make a quote. No. Okay. Spooky creature. There aren't vampires. So it's not, or merfolk, so that's not gonna work. Become the avatar. So the thing is, I know you can't see this, but to me, on the cover, it looks like there's bits of paper flying around, which implies to me the presence of air. So we could put this here temporarily. And animals, there's a cat in here, but Um, no, I wouldn't use it for animals. The queer alphabet, no. BIPOC challenge, no. New releases, no. It wasn't on my TBR, and it's not a nonfiction. Okay, so that means we're gonna have to use it for. What did I say I was gonna do? I'm losing my mind. Okay, so I think then we'll do the switcheroo for the subgenres of choice. Was it in the last 10 years? No. And then use it for the become the avatar. And then we'll see. I'm pretty sure I would count it as air. They're very clearly flailing around. Okay. And then let's do the switcheroo. It's the only switcheroo of today's video, apparently. So, no, series subgenres of choice. So, we'll move the Encyclopedia of Fairies to the Fairy Tale. See, it's even in the title. And then here do the Great One. Okay. And that was cutting it close on the last one, but it seems we were able to, see, I jinxed myself. We were able to get two books on here, 2 prompts for this book as well. What did I say? And it's the first time we're using this, so reveal, what will the color be? Okay, it's like a periwinkle. Cute. Okay, and because the switcheroo was still within the same challenge, I don't have to change the challenge for the Emily Wilde book. So, that's great. Let's look quickly at the stats. So we have total number of books, okay, 28. I've only read 28 books since July. Well, anyway. In theory, December is going to be a lot longer. Have a lot more books read. A, because I'm trying to finish this challenge I'm working on, and to finish it I need to read like 20 something books, which is probably not going to happen, but I will try. And B, it's going to include like the holidays, which means I'll probably have to go have some days off from work, and I'll probably read a lot there. So, average rating. Average rating according to who? I didn't rate it. I didn't rate any of these books. Weird. Anyway, and I read 8,332 pages. And most common acquisition here is the library, fair enough. And total out of this world is 5, and month read the most is August, which makes sense given my university schedule. But we were able to add a few, I think we were able to add Russia and Vietnam to the map, and Turkey. So there's a bit more color on here, and as I've been reading a lot by British authors, so you see a lot of them on the UK aisle here. Although it seems like it's combined. I guess I can't really scroll over Wales specifically. What is that? Why is that purple? What is that? This map is so weird. I don't know what that is. Anyway. So yeah, interesting. What else is a stat I like to look at? Genres are still quite diverse, although I think if you were to look at all of them, but most of them are fantasy. They're just genred in even more of a denomination. The others I don't really care about. Publication year is also nice to look at. Surprisingly, I read 6 books published this year. Wow. Did I? I keep thinking I haven't bought any books published this year, but apparently I'm reading them. You know what? I'm guessing a few of them are audiobooks that I just listen to on Spotify sometimes, so maybe that's what's skewing this distribution. But okay. Fair enough. And we have the author list expanded a bit, and you can see like repeat editions of Ben Aranovich is still the highest because I'm reading his Rivers of London series, and that's like including the novellas, which I'm also reading. I don't know, maybe like 15 books. So, yeah. And most of these authors that are repeats are books are because I read a series written by them. So there we go. I have 10 books in the last 10 years challenge? Huh? Did I mistake something there? Did I not count correctly? I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, that is a problem. It means the tracker is off. So I guess I was meant to use a hanging tree in the position we put the what did I put? The Bear and the Nightingale. So we're gonna see where I can put the Bear and the Nightingale instead. If nothing else, I can put it in the TBR challenge, but let's see if it works somewhere else. So, no. I could still use it here, but it's a bit questionable. No, no, no. No, 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 nope, nope. Okay, so we'll put the Bear and the Nightingale then in the challenge yourself. Let's fix that. Put the Bear and the Nightingale in the challenge yourself, and then make sure I put the hanging tree. Where is it? No, why can't I find this? Okay, so then we'll not put the bear here and instead put the hanging tree there. And hope I didn't make any more mistakes. So 2017, no, where was it? Was in Spooky Creatures. So we'll just copy that and add it to here. Okay, problem solved. I hope. Now I kind of want to look back at the stats. See if anything else weird jumps out. I think we're good. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy reading!